All right, this week Porsche Cup is going to Jerez Moto again, which we did a track guide for last season. Link to it up here. I don't think enough stuff has changed to really redo it and revisit it at this time. So we're going to do something a little bit different this week. I'm going to go through kind of how I practice for the week's races and end up making these guides. So yeah, we'll get to it. You're going to need a telemetry logger and a telemetry sharing site like VRS, Garage61. There's a few others. Those are the two that I end up using the most, mostly Garage61 personally. But yeah, we'll pop on over to the desktop and we'll kind of show you what we do. All right, so first thing, you're gonna need an account for something like Garage61 and or VRS, something like that that lets you compare your telemetry to somebody else's. We're gonna use Garage61 here. Gonna have to make an account and download the agent and install it. A few things setting wise, if you do want to use Garage61 and you have something like VRS, you don't want these agents to go and delete the telemetry files, because if they delete them after they're uploaded, the other one won't get it. So on VRS, we're going to turn this backup telemetry disk files. We're going to have that checked so that it doesn't delete them. And then on Garage61, I think I have it set to delete them after 1 month. And that way too, if I want to use something like Moo or anything else like that, I can use the telemetry files that way. Now, the next thing I would do is go in to my lap files, which we're going to go to our documents, iRacing, lap files, and then we're going to find Jerez Moto. Right? Where's the GP? No, that was a different one. Jerez Moto. And I like to have a fresh BLAP and OLAP file, but I don't want to lose these, so I'm just going to rename them to like this was 23 season 3. Same thing with this one, and that way I can still pull these up in the sim if we want to. I'll show you how to do that too. One of the first things I like to do once we've got our stuff set up, our lap files changed, I like to get myself a target time. So I've already popped into a session and run it so that it's in my recent activity, the combo I want to do here. This is the easiest way I find to do it. So I'm going to click on that session and I want to compare my lap to somebody else's. So we're going to click analyze on this lap that I set, and we are going to create a new analysis. This is kind of new, this way that this is set up, but we are going to click this little thing here and we're going to add laps. And this will pull up laps that other people have set in the current season. 87 was the track temp when I set mine. So I kind of want somebody with a similar lap time, so we can change it to include all seasons. We'll do the last 3 seasons. We'll hit apply, and we're going to look for somebody with a good lap time on a kind of normalish kind of thing here. So looks like a 39.940 is a good time. And I want to get, we'll say, within 2 or 3% of that. So we're going to pull up the calculator. We need to figure out what 2 or 3% of that is. So that is what? We'll say 90 plus 40, or 60 plus 40 is going to be 100. 100.217 times 1.02 equals, and we're gonna minus 60 from that, so it's a minute 42.2. Would be a nice time to get. Let's see here. these yellow ones are people who are on teams that I'm a part of. We have a pulled down team that's going to be linked to the bottom. I'll also have a link to Garage61 here. Just looking to see if I see my other one. 42.5. So yeah, if we could pull 0.3 of a second off, I would make me quite happy. This was on a very hot track compared to what we got, so I don't think that that is unreasonable to get. So yeah, that's how we find our target that we want to get. And now we are going to start running some laps and kind of see where we're at. So we're going to pull up the series that we want to do. We're going to click it. Then we're going to click on schedule. And we are going to go down to Jerez, the week that we want to practice. We're going to hit drive now. And we're going to hit test drive. So now we're going to load up, and this should have the weather kind of set with the same parameters that the races that this week will have. All right, a couple things as we get into our first little session here when we're going to be driving. I want to make sure that this telemetry is on. Is Alt L. If it's not, is the normal key thing. I've got all this race lab stuff. You don't need it. It shows me my brake bias and the track temp here. Those are kind of the most important things. If the session goes on long enough that it starts changing, I'll pop out and restart the session. I also end up using the active reset things. I've assigned a couple buttons on my wheel so that I can set a start point and reset pretty easily. I set them at the end of the outlap, and that way I can use it pretty easily if I need to reset the car for any reason. I don't have to do another outlap, but I'm gonna pull around, do the outlap, and I'll kind of show you that process here. All right, so we're coming up to the end here. We're gonna find a spot to set our active reset point on a straight, probably after this corner here. So we set our active reset point, and it's right before breaking point, which I don't love, but we're gonna, now that we've done this, I'm gonna just hit my my reset. It's really loud. And you just hold this active reset button until you're ready to go, and then let go of it. It's kind of how that is meant to work. You don't have to, you don't just tap it, but that's how I use the active reset. And then it does this custom sector. I'm just going to click that away and put it back onto all-time best lap. It's tabbed by default to cycle through that, but I've changed it to a button on my wheel just because I find it more useful that way. But yeah, so yeah, now the next thing that we do is we just do a bunch of laps for a while until we get what we feel is diminishing returns on what we can just get on our own, and then we'll go look and compare ourselves to somebody faster than us and see where they are quicker. So we're gonna cut away. And we'll be back. All right, so we drove around for a while. We'll find out here in just a second. We did 9 laps, looks like, and got some off tracks. We got ourselves a 42.5. So now we need to find out how we're gonna do better. Just as a aside on how we do that, we're going to click on pick our fastest lap. We're going to click analyze, and I already know kind of some of the spots that need work, but we're going to use this as a demonstration. So we've got our lap here, all of our telemetry. We need to add somebody else's lap who is faster. So we're going to click on add laps again, which is where we found the fast guy earlier, and we are going to select somebody. These people have locked themselves out of us being able to compare. This guy's got about 7 degrees cooler than us, but that might be the one we come back to. This guy's about 3 degrees hotter. We're going to use this guy as our comparison. He's also got a setup and ghost lap available for this. Let's go ahead and we'll download this ghost lap because we are going to show you how we can use that too. Add to my ghost laps. We'll just save that there. All right, we're gonna hit close. But yeah, now we're gonna analyze the selected laps, and we need to figure out where he's getting all this time on us. So he's gaining a little bit here. That's not a huge difference, but a little bit here. I'm just looking for where the biggest changes, and it looks like kind of here, and I know I goofed up on these last corners here. Kind of this whole section. So let's take a look at the hairpin here. That is one section that we are losing some time on. So I'm just going to highlight that. And it's going to show us he's got a bunch of more speed through this bit here. So what is he doing different? Well, it's pretty simple. He is keeping the throttle pinned through here. Wow, that's impressive. So, let's see, what else is going on here? He peaks the brake a little higher than me going into the hairpin. Then he brakes a little higher coming out on the exit there. But, so we can do this flat, it looks like, and I was lifting there. He also keeps it, I dropped down to first in the hairpin. That really, I felt that helped me out, but and honestly, we're not that different through that part. It's more keeping this flat. So we're gonna when we go back in to work on this, we are gonna try and keep it flat through there, rather than the big lift that we do. Another spot where we seem to be losing a lot of time is here. Let's take a look at that. All right, where is this? Also, we need to be able to, okay, so that's that right-hander before these two quick right-handers. So, what is he doing different here? Looks like this first right-hander, he is just braking harder than me and dropping down a gear sooner. And I'm getting on the throttle a little sooner than he is through this corner. Okay. And then I'm just kind of curious. You keep it flat through these corners. I have to lift. He does. Okay. Let's just... No, he lifts there. He just gets back on the throttle a little quicker than I do, and I goofed this up. Yeah, I figured you could do this corner flat. But yeah, so we've got a few things that we know that we need to work on. The biggest thing is going to be, for me, is going to be trying to get this corner flat on the throttle. This one here. So basically at this point we go back into the sim and we work on implementing those changes. I'm going to take a little break here. Usually when I do this, I'll do all right, these are the things I need to work on. Get up, walk around a little bit, and then come back and try to implement those changes. So let's basically just, I've got my test drive still pulled up here from when we did it, so we'll just click that again and we'll load back in, and then we'll crack on.
That lap was a 142.44. You're currently 0.5 off your best. Sector 1 time is good. That was a 141.79. Sector 3 time is fast.
Whew.
You're outside of track.
All right, so we've driven a bit more, got a lap that we were pretty happy with. So let's go back in and we are going to look at that lap and compare it to the same guy we were comparing to earlier. And we'll look for some more opportunities. Actually very happy with this. 41,788. And we're gonna click analyze. I'm gonna create a new analysis. And I'm gonna add laps again. And this is just how I do it. There's probably better ways to go through and do this. Track temp was 89. We need to go back and change our seasons. So the last 3 seasons. Apply. So we can find our fella that we were chasing around again. It's this one, if I remember correctly, that we were doing. So we're gonna hit apply here. We were at a similar, I think ours dropped to 88, 89, something like that. I think it said 89. Yeah, we were at 89. We had a little less track usage there. We were carrying around more fuel, but yeah, we're gonna analyze that. And we are still losing some time here. I wasn't able on my best lap. I was not going flat out through there still. Where he was, I had to lift a little bit. Looking at his ghost, looks like he took a fairly different line than me. We can zoom in a little bit more on that. And we actually look at the line on the map here as we zoom in. I cut in quite a bit more than he does there. He goes a little bit wider. He turns in a little earlier here. If we were looking at something with a breaking point, let's go to this hairpin here. I realize that's something I did not kind of explain how I would figure that out. Let's look at this hairpin. You can see he's braking a little bit later than I am. So what I would do is, I've got my braking point that I've been braking at in this corner. He's braking. See, I started 161. He started about 200 feet later than me. So I would look and see if there is something there that I could brake later at, or maybe just adjust where I'm initiating my braking off of the same braking point. But yeah, that's how I end up using Garage61 to practice up and try and get quicker. I'm still losing a bunch of time through here too. This whole section. But like I said, I was pretty happy with how we did there. I got through and did better than the percentage that we were looking at. It is I did end up seeing that the RNG we got on the first time that we hit this test drive button was pretty cool. One thing I would maybe recommend is going through and doing this a few times so you can get an idea of the ranges of track temps that are going to be happening in the races for the week, because it's a range based on the generation on the date and time, so it'll change and not be the same from time to time. So do it 3 or 4 times and see kind of what it normally seems like. Sometimes it'll, like doing this, we got the track time started out at 88 the first time, and then as I loaded up more, there were quite a few in the hundreds. So I'm gonna guess more of the races will be in the hundreds. So that lap that we got is not gonna be super representative of how things are gonna go. But that's typically what I do. There are a couple more things that you can do, like loading up a ghost car and using that to practice. So I'm going to show you real quick how to set up a ghost and race against it and kind of adjust it so that, like, when I first started, they'd spawn inside you, and that's, to me, not super useful. I've changed the settings so that it'll spawn a little bit ahead. That way you can actually see what it's doing and hopefully track it down. You can either go off your own ghost or you can download ghosts from other people through Garage61 like we showed you before. Another useful tool for training that I don't use a ton is the ghost car. So to load up a ghost car, we go to options and we click on load right here. How to find it. I've got a button on my wheel set up to turn it on and off. I don't know what the default is anymore because I've changed it. But we're just gonna click load. We downloaded that one ghost lap from Garage61, so we're gonna hit that. We're gonna click done, and we're gonna test. And I'm just gonna load up from that set point that I had. I'm gonna turn on the reference car. You can either click here to do it, or if you've got a button set up, you can do it that way too. But we're gonna just go, and now we've got a ghost car to chase. Once we, well, this is gonna be my best lap. So we have to click on, we have to cycle over to comparison lap. So that's the 43:16 that this guy did, and we've got his ghost car there, so we can follow him and what he did. And I have mine set up to start the ghost car half a second ahead of me, and we will go right over to the app.ini file so we can show you how to set that up. I'm trying to talk and explain things while I'm driving, so not that I would be doing a ton better if I were.
Sector 1 is 1.1 seconds.
We've got comparison lap, and then we also have comparison sector, which will reset the car every sector versus just having him go away from you. Because he goes a little bit wider through there than I did. I almost got it flat out driving, but I'm able to do it. So you can see kind of how what line they take
the 2/10 off
through
your
the
best.
ghost, and it's also, for me, it's a little bit fun trying to chase these guys down. But yeah, let's head on over to the app.ini and show you how to start them out so they don't start out inside your car. Alright, so to adjust where that ghost car starts, we open up our documents folder again, go to the iRacing, and we open up the app.ini file with Notepad. I typically use Notepad. and we're gonna make that full screen for you here. I realized I'm in the bottom left corner. I'll try and keep things off of that. We're gonna hit Control F to find, and whoops, not GOTS. We need Ghost. All right. All right, so it is called a Ghost Car Offset, and it's way underneath my face here. Make sure we get that above. Yeah. All right, so we can close this, and I've got that. It's how many seconds you offset the ghost car by, and I change it to half a second. You can make it smaller or bigger, depending on how far away you want the ghost car to spawn. It looks like we can also change this transparency if you want it to be a little less or more opaque. But yeah, that's how you do adjust the ghost cars there. So yeah, that's basically my process for practicing and getting ready for the week of races. There's more different methods. I don't know that this is the most efficient way to do it, but I would basically just repeat that process. Take a look at where I'm losing time, see what somebody quicker is doing than me, and repeat. For until I hit a time that I'm happy with, and then I'll be there for the week. Hopefully, get some time to warm up before the races, and yeah, that's about how we do it. Thumbs up if you liked the video, thumbs down if you didn't. I understand. If you want to watch along when we go racing, head on over to twitch.tv/thepiltdownman. Next week, we'll be back with another guide that will use this method to get quick at, I believe it's Coda. If you're watching this sometime in the future, it'll be something else. But if there is anything else that you would like to see me cover in a similar kind of way, I do know that this season Bathurst is coming up, and we did that last season as well. I don't know that I'm going to get too much better there. I think that one can still stand for a little while. So if there's something you'd like to see me cover that week, go ahead and leave a comment down below, and we'll see if it's something that I can help you out with. Anyway, I'll see you next time. Bye. If I want to restart from the pits or anything like that. Thank you, Windows. All right, a couple things as